Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Two Hands in a Radio, the Christmas episode, where we look at inexpensive shortwave radios. And we're not going to disappoint with this one, I hope. It's almost Christmas. This will probably be the last episode before Christmas, I would say. And today we're going to look at a neat one. Chuck sent me a bunch of brochures. Sangean brochures, and I started out on the ATS 802, I think, and then there was other brochures in there of MS 101 and a couple others I'd never heard of before, and one of them was this, the Sangean SG 796. Found this on eBay, $24.95. It had a pretty reasonable shipping charge attached to it, and I had not seen one of these, so I thought I would get it, and we'll take a look at it today. Let's get Frosty out of the way. No, it's not. He's so cute. Okay, I'll behave now. All the outreach culture will go crazy because I did that, I'm sure. Anyway, Sangean SG 796 AM/FM shortwave radio. Kind of a neat design, 6x3, 6 inches wide, 3 inches tall. It's an inch thick, easy to remember. I always get confused with 6.2 and 3.4 and all those kind of measurements. This is easy. 6, 3, and 1. 24-inch antenna. What I really like about this, and everybody will be warned on this one, I've turned it on just long enough just to hear the static and say, oh, okay, it works. This goes back to about, 97, 98, somewhere around in there. Hell, it might be older than that. I don't know. I think 97, 98 probably. I'm completely unprepared. Completely unprepared. Unprofessional and unprepared, but it's this time of the year that you get just this 2-hour window of, the temperature's right, there's no wind, I could do a video, and you just gotta go, and even unprepared. But I am going to rely on my skill and expertise to forage through this radio that I only flip the switch on just to see if it works. I have no idea about anything else. Alrighty, there are no rules. Everybody knows the rules. Anyway, what strikes me about this one is it's interesting, weird. Don't know why it's designed this way, but it's interesting. FM's one section here, medium wave's another section. Shortwave 1 is one complete section, and then you flip, and it has its separate switch, is what I'm trying to get to. Shortwave 1 has its own little switch, shortwave 1. Then shortwave 2 through 7 has a selector switch for. And that was kind of weird, kind of cool, but kind of weird. Anyway, we have a on-off switch, volume slider, all in one thing. Nice tuning wheel here. We're just starting off somewhere in the FM dial here shortly. Power light, analog dial. You got little painted little thingies up here that show you where you're at and where you're going. And you can see shortwave 1's lit up. There's that, but it also says 2. Well, that's because that slider is over here. We'll get to that here in a minute. It's just unique. Not hard to figure out. Just weirdly unique. Right hand side, absolutely nothing other than what we just talked about. The back side looks like a vent back here for a vent. Got our shortwave ranges from 2.3 to 18.08. It's not continuous by any means. Does a lot of skipping around. 5.2 to 5.85, 6.2 to 710. So it's just kind of the international shortwave band is about all you're going to get. I can bring that up really close, hopefully, and you can pause on that and read all that data to your heart's desire. And in here it holds 2 AA batteries. I'm not going to pop it open because I think the doors get brittle over time, and I would really hate to mess this up by just popping it open and flipping it back and forth. The batteries, 2 AA batteries, the positive goes to the left-hand side of the radio, and that's about all there is in that. On the left-hand side, we have I'm trying to see. Boy, I tell you, my eyes are getting rough. It's hard for me to see stuff. DC output, input, whatever you want to call it. We can plug it in. How's that for an answer? We can plug it in. And a headphone jack, I've not tested it. I doubt that it's stereo. I would be very surprised if it was. I'm going to say it's not, just for the giggles of things, because I just don't play with headphones that much. We do have a lovely parting gift of a wrist strap that is longer than the radio. Always like that. And that's all there is to this thing. Let's just dive in and see. Oh, the top of it, that's what I was going to expound upon. Your band selector, FM, medium wave, shortwave 1, and then shortwave 2 through 7. I don't know why 1 has its own little thing and 2 through 7 is all glumped together. Glump is a highly technical term. And then we have the band selector switch here, 2 through 7. Don't know why they did it. Kind of cool though. Kind of makes it unique in my book. So we got a solar flux index of 72 today. Let's just see what happens. You know, Santa is smiling on us today. Let's get the antenna up. I'm not going to hook the GoPro. Oh, and I'll do this too. Let me just ramble on a little more. You notice how I poked the bear of the outrage culture? That I just ramble on and on and on. And I just poke that bear because I know the outrage culture will go crazy. The 2 hands, you talked for 8 minutes and didn't say anything. Well, it's Christmas. And I won't say what I want to say. Anyway, I digress. Where was I headed with all this? Oh, I've seen comments on other channels about, wow, with all the radios you own, why don't you have a decent antenna hooked up to them? Well, guess what, boys and girls? This is a radio review channel. And the method to my madness is I want to show you the radio as you could buy it. You could go out and buy one of these and whip the antenna up and say, wow, 2 hands really got good reception with this, and see what happens. Now, if I secretly bring in a wire hooked up to a 300-foot antenna tower and we start beaming in North Korea, you're going to think that your radio that you buy ought to be able to do that, and you're going to be disappointed. That's kind of the method to the madness. You can't duplicate the good antennas that could be hooked up to it. I want you to see the radio in its environment that you could buy. That's my Christmas rant for the day. Anyway, and it's okay. I think some people don't understand that. Some people think I ought to have this hooked up to a 400-foot tower and have smoke flying from it, trying to pull in, the Kremlin or something. No. I like looking at them, what they can do. Now, I do have a little extended wire here that if things get really good, we're going to hook it up and just see what happens. But just for this initial test, we're just going to look at it the way it sits out of the box. Well, let's flip her on and see what happens. This is where am I at? We're on FM now. We can't hover around the music very long. See if I can find anybody. There we go.
Thanksgiving and Christmas. And if you don't want to be in the dirty 50%, you need to book now. This is Zero Rez's busiest time.
Yeah, whatever. Looks like it's a little, that's 93.1 and it's sitting on 94, so it's a little out of the line. No big deal. It's got a good audio to it. I know you can't tell that. You have to take my word for it.
I'm Linda Lopez.
That's the other thing. Audio quality. Going from this radio into this little microphone, through the interweb, down into your little computer, smartphone, or tablet, and out through little teeny tiny speakers, you really can't tell what something sounds like. So you just have to trust me. It does sound really good.
Our Border Patrol agent.
Football throws it a little high to T.Y.
Oh, there we go.
And the ball falls incomplete.
Little Colts football. I better hurry up, huh? Okay, well, let's flip it around to medium wave. That's what I'm after, where we can kind of hover a little more. That's 700 WLW. How do I know these things? Again, sometimes you have to trust me. News Radio 840. Oh, you just heard that. You know, let's see. I was going to say this is South Central Indiana. Oh, it's 1 o'clock or so in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, sunshiny. Solar flux index of 72. I think that's all the info that we need.
Kelly is cleaning off some lines to make sure that if you have that subject on your mind, see the campaign specific intent.
Here's our local station.
I don't know who the heck's running the ball. LaShawn McCoy. I mean, we should.
Not doing too bad for daytime.
Go to Vistaprint.com.
That's probably $13.90 maybe.
Quality custom business cards for only
Maybe.
$9.99. That's less than 6 cents per card. At Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn
Come on, say
500
something.
strangers
No, we'll move on. We'll come back.
After the break with Eye on Football on CBS Sports Radio.
Nah, probably not. And we get all kinds of stuff. Well, let's look at shortwave 1. I want to see what's so special about it. Here we are, shortwave 1. Maybe we'll get 5 megahertz. I doubt it.
Fine, I call the Christian television show. That's fine.
Good Lord. That came in awful strong. There's probably some amateur radio chit-chat. I thought I heard CHU for a minute. Yeah, the Canadian version of WWV, I think it's called CHU. Just coming in on a 24-inch telescopic antenna. That's not bad. That's not bad. Well, let's go to 2 through 7. And we'll start way down at 2 here, if you can follow along. We'll just quickly roll through and see what we got. Make sure everything's kind of halfway in focus. There's something weak there. Okay. Not sure up there. We'll slide her over to 3 and just take a look. We'll come back down the scale here.
That's our autumn into winter here, but complaining isn't going to change a thing. You just got to deal with it, I guess.
That's probably 7,200, I'd say. A lot of single sideband stuff today. Okay, let's dive into the meat and potatoes here. Let's go to 4. There's something there. Oh, this is exciting. What are we going to do with a solar influx? Solar influx? Where in the hell do I get that at? Solar flux index. What are we going to do if it gets up to 150 or so? Yes, I know, Frosty. I said, where in the hell? Stay calm. He's upset that I said that this close to Christmas.
Forgot. I was on the other side once.
I've been on the other side once. I don't want to. The grass is always greener on the other side. And then you get over there and find out it's all crabgrass. I digress. Let's go band number 5. Just for giggles, let's hook up our little bit of wire. Helped a little bit. Not much.
As I live, saith the Lord God,
Oh. Frosty's getting excited. Who says we don't have fun? Number 6 here. Oh, it's back from there. More than likely, it's not a reflection or overload or anything weird. It's multiple stations, multiple frequencies will have the same station. He's still happy with that, you know. Oh, there we go. Just didn't have it tuned in. Getting so excited with Frosty, I forgot to tune the station in. Well, I will say again that there are a whole bunch of people out there that say there's nothing on shortwave radio. And I will once again say that if there's nothing on shortwave radio, either 1, you need a better antenna, or 2, there is just nothing that interests you on shortwave radio. I can listen to that all afternoon. Don't know what they're saying. Don't care. I just like listening to it. Where was I at anyway? Number 6. Let's see if we can find 15. Don't know if we can. I don't think it goes down that far. Yeah, we were all the way at the top anyway, so let's go up there. And band 7 will drop down here. Quickly roll through. I would say we won't hear anything there. Let's just, for giggles, let's hook up the wire. So probably 3 extra foot or so, maybe 4 foot extra. Just see if it does anything different. There's 18 megahertz, probably some single sideband chatter there. So it does help to hook up a wire to it. See, that's strong enough you can hear that all the way up there and down, but I've got that wire hooked up to it and it probably doesn't like it. That's what we were hearing way up in here. Just because of that, if I disconnect that antenna, can kind of hear it, but not as bad. Just a really, really strong station that doesn't need any help. So I'll hook it back on and go through this real quick. So it really does help. I just wish location number one, I have several locations. Location number one, the barn, is flooded because it rained for the last 2 days. So we had to pick this location. Would have been a nice Christmas location to have the barn in the background.
For many parts of the world, it's the only way to get news, entertainment, and Christian programming.
Okay.
A radio missions program from your ministry can bring the
Okay, I think we're done with that. I think. And then it just on off. I think that's cool. And what a neat radio. What a cool radio. Absolutely love it. Negatives about this? Gosh, the screen's scratched. That's not its fault. It's not in perfect condition, and I don't care. For the price, it's good enough. Just as an example to show. Negatives, yeah, I don't know any negatives on this one. This is just a neat old radio. I won't rate this one 1 through 10, and you say, oh, 2 hands, why? It's Christmas. Because we could go out, I say me, it's race car driver we ran a good race. No, I drove the car good. We could go out and buy 10 of these and set these all up, and they're so old that all 10 will act differently. And your mileage is really going to vary with one of these if you decide to go out and get one. Be careful. Electronics are really not designed to last as long as this one has. And just because this one's good doesn't mean the next 10 will be okay. That's why I don't rate it, because it's like, well, this could be a 7.5, maybe even higher than that, and 7.9. But the next one that I'd pick up, SG796, might be a 2. The next one might not even work. That won't get a rating. You see how that works with the old stuff? So that's why I don't rate the old stuff. But if I were, I would say it's probably about a 7.9, because it's really nice. And it sounds good, and yeah, neat radio. Anyway, if you like this video, if you like Frosty, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, all that magical stuff. It's Christmas. If you feel so inclined, there's a link under the description box where you can donate through PayPal. And anything is appreciated, whether it's $1, $2, $20, $1,000, whatever. Whatever you feel inclined to do, I take that money and turn right around and buy radios like this to bring to everyone on the channel. It's just for content. That's all that money is for. And yeah, hopefully 2019 will be better than 2018. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All I'm going to, no more pass the hat on that one. And whatever you feel inclined to do. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, or if it's Festivus for the rest of us, whatever it is. I hope you have a good Christmas. Hope you have a great New Year. Here's to 2019. It's got to be better than 2018. It's been a bad year here in the old Two Hands land, and it's just been a tough year. So 2019's got to be better. Frosty says so. And I think that's all I got. Have a good Christmas. Enjoy your time with your family. Make some time to buy a decent radio. Spin the knob a little bit. Let me know what Santa left you in the electronical department. Electronical, that is a highly technical term again. And we'll see you in 2019.